Hello all. Today we are discuss about remaining java.net classes. First one is password authentication. The class is used by the authenticator as a Java holder. The class is declared for password authentication is as public final class password authentication extend object. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is proxy. The class is used for proxy related setting. The class is declared as for a proxy is public final class proxy extend object. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is proxy selector. The class is used for the selection for the proxy server to be used. The class is declared as public final class proxy selector extend object. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next type of class is response cache. Cache which are linked to the URL connections are the represented by this class. The class for the response cache is declared as public abstract class response cache extend object. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is secure cache response. A cache which is obtained through the use of secure means is represented by this class. The class for the secure cache response is declared as public abstract class secure cache response extend cache response. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is server socket. The class is implied for the implementation of the server socket. The class is declared for the server socket is as public abstract class server socket extend object implements close example. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is socket. The socket which are linked to the client side is implemented by the class. The class is declared for the socket is as public abstract class socket extend object implement closable. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is socket address. The class is implied for the representation of the socket address. The class is declared for the socket address is as public abstract class socket address extend object implement serializable. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is socket impl. This class is a parent class of all the socket implementing classes. The class for the socket impl is declared as public abstract class socket impl extend object implement socket operation. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is socket permission. The class is implied for the provision of the network access with the help of the socket. The class is declared as public final class socket permission extend permission implement serializable. The class method are inherited from the object and permission class. Next one is standard socket option. As implied by the class name, the class is used to provide standard socket option. The class for the standard socket option is declared as public abstract class standard socket option extend object. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is URL. The class is a representation of the uniform resource identifier. The class is declared as public final class URI extend object implements serializable comparable. The class method are inherited from the object class. Then next one is URL. The class is a representation of uniform resource locator. The class for the URL is declared as public final class URL extend object implement serializable. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is URL class loader. The class is used for loading of the various classes and resources specified with the search path. The class for the URL class loader is declared as public final class URL extend secure class loader implements closable. The class method are inherited from the secure class loader class. Then next one is URL connection. The class is a parent class of the ones representing a communication between the application and URL. The class for the URL connection is declared as public final class URL connection extend object. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is URL decoder. HTML forms are decoded by this class. The class is declared as public final class URL decoder extend object. The class method are inherited from the object class. Then next one is URL encoder. HTML forms are encoded by this class. The class is declared as public final class URL encoder extend object. The class method are inherited from the object class. Next one is URL stream handler. The class is a parent class of all the stream protocol handlers. The class is declared as public final class URL stream handler extend object. The class methods are inherited from the object class. These are we was discussed about all about java.net classes. Then our next topic is connection oriented transmission stream socket class. Before we can start communicating in a connection oriented transmission, we must first create a connection. We send the message or information after the connection is created, and then we release the connection. Transmission that is the connection oriented is more reliable than transmission that is not. If there is a problem at the receiver's end, we can send the message using the connection oriented transmission. TCP, that is transmission control protocol, is an example of a connection oriented protocol. Then what is meant by stream socket class? The stream socket class is used to allow the network communication via TCP using a stream socket. Then next topic is creating a socket to a remote host on a port. Nothing but creating a TCP client and server. For a communication between programs running on a various JREs, Java socket programming is utilized. Connection oriented and connectionless Java socket programming are both possible. In socket programming, the client must be know two things. First one is a server IP address and the port number. Connection oriented socket programming is done with the socket and server socket classes, where connectionless socket programming is done with the datagram socket and datagram packet classes. We are going to do one-way client server connection here. In this application, the client delivers a message to the server which is read and printed by the server. Socket and server socket are the two classes utilized in this example. Client and server communication is handled by the socket class. We can read and write the message in this class. On the server side, the server socket class is utilized. Until the client is connected, the accept function of the server socket class disable the console. It returns a socket instance to the server after a successful client connection. The figure represents the client and server representation. Then first one is creating server. To create a server application, we must first create a server socket object. For the connection between a client and the server, we are using a port 6200. You can also use any other port number you choose. The accept method side and wait for the client to arrive. If the client connects to the supplied port number, an instance of socket is written. For example, server socket sock is equal to new server socket 6200 socket is equal to socket s is equal to sock.accept. Establishes connection and wait for the client. Then next one is creating the client. To create the client application, we must first create a socket class instance. The server IP address or a host name as well as a port number must be given here. We are using localhost because our server is on the same machine. For example, socket S is equal to new socket localhost comma 6200 because server is on the same machine. That's why we are using the local host. Then let us consider the simple Java socket programming where the client sends a text and server receives and prints it. The program for the demo server Java, that is import java.io, import java.net, public class demo server, public static void main strings are try server socket sock is equal to new server socket 6200, socket S is equal to sock accepts, establishes a connection, then data input streams, new data input stream, S dot get input string, string st is equal to string, ds dot read utf, system dot out dot println, message is equal to plus st, sock close, catch exception e, system dot out dot println, curly bracket complete. This the program represent for the demo server Java. Then next one is program for the demo client Java. Import java.io, import java.net, public class demo client, public static void main strings are socket S is equal to new socket localhost, comma 6200, data output stream dt is equal to new data output stream, S dot get output stream dt dot the write utp welcome to Java, dt dot flush, dt dot close, S dot close, catch exception is system dot out dot print lne curly bracket complete. To run this program, open a 2 command prompts and run each program one at a time. A notification will appear on the server console when the client application has been run. Then let's now consider the example of Java socket programming for read and write both sides. In this case, the client will send the text to the server first, after which the server will receive and print it. The server will then send a message to the client, which the client will receive and print. The process is continuous. That's what we call read and write both sides. Then program for the demo server.java. Import java.net, import java.io, class demo server, public static void main strings are throws exception, server socket sock is equal to new server socket 6200 port number, socket S is equal to sock accept, data input stream ds is equal to new data input stream, S dot get input stream, data output stream t is equal to new data output stream, S dot get output stream, buffer reader br is equal to new buffer reader, new input stream reader, system dot in string str1 str2 while str1 equal to stop, str1 is equal to ds dot read utf, system dot out dot println from client side plus str1, str2 is equal to br dot read line dt dot write utf str2, dt dot flush, ds dot close, s dot close, stock dot close, curly bracket complete. Then program for demo client.java. Import java.net, import java.io, class demo client, public static void main strings are thrown exception, socket S is equal to new socket localhost 6200, data input stream ds is equal to new data input stream, S dot get input stream, data output stream dt is equal to new data output stream, S dot get output stream, buffer reader br is equal to new buffer reader, new input stream reader, system dot in string str is equal to str2 while str1 equals stop, str1 is equal to br dot read line dt dot write utf str1, dt dot flush, str2 is equal to ds dot read utf, system dot out dot println from the server side str2, dt dot close, s dot close, curly bracket complete. This is the example of Java socket programming for both read and write on both sides. Thank you guys.